Welcome back to Heroes Next Door. Today we are going to be doing a product review. As all of you know, I work in fire and EMS, and one of the things that I struggle with is lighting. I work, shift work, so we do work many nights, many dark nights, cold nights, rainy nights, and light is an issue. So the other day I was searching the internet and I came across this new company, or a newer company called OLIGHT. I looked at a lot of their different things and I thought, man, this is a really good light. I did some reviews on YouTube and tried to do a little bit more research, and one thing led to another. Suddenly they contacted me and said, hey, we have a couple new products. We have this event coming up on September the 18th, and we would like you to do a review video for us. So this is the beginning of that review. I will take a little bit extra time at the end and try to get you some actual practical use of the light, but first let's do the opening of the box and see what they sent me. I requested two different kinds of lights. One was for my weapon, and one was for either my headlight or that I can go onto my vest. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and open the box. It came very secure. It doesn't look beat up. It looks like it got shipped out of Virginia. I don't know exactly where the company is from, but this is OLIGHT. Let's open the box here and see what we have inside. Alright, a lot of packing foam. Alright, they did send me the two lights. So I have the OLIGHT Baldrs, B-A-L-D-R-S B-L. And then I also have the Perun, Perun, P-E-R-U-N 2. So these are the two lights that I requested. So this one I'm actually going to do a review on my weapon. This one is also a head light, and I liked it because it's a vertical that I can put on either my rigging for my radio strap, or I can put it on my rigging for my coat. Looking at the box, got a ton of information on it. This goes as high as 500 lumens, and it has three different modes, actually four different modes. Moon is 5 lumens, low is 30, medium is 120, high is 500. Oh, and turbo, anywhere from 2500 to 800 looms. So when you go to turbo, it also puts a specification here how long it lasts. So 175 to 175 minutes on turbo, 270 minutes on high, 18 hours on medium, 66 hours on low, and 12.5 days on moon setting. So that's actually pretty cool. That's a real long light. The other thing that I liked about these is they should be no batteries. It's a charger that just magnetizes to them to charge the battery. So let's see what this goes. Alright. I like the packaging. Very professionally packaged. Get rid of my trash here. This is no cheap light, that's for sure. Actually, I don't even know the cost. Maybe I'll look up the cost here in a little bit, too. I think I'm opening this, right? Pulling it off. Okay, just flops open. Right on the top. Congratulations on your OLIGHT. And then it tells you how to put it together, the charging. And then it says open this. Okay, easy enough. Wow. This is the quality of, if you get an iPhone, the packaging, real nice foam, fits in there. Here's the light itself. It's very small. It's got a little clamp on it. So this can clamp onto a shirt, or onto a radio strap. It's fairly small. It's got the charger port on the bottom. Let me see it. And it looks like it's one LED light on the inside. So this clamp can actually come off if you don't like the clamp or you want to use it for something else. Okay. Very rugged feel to it. It's got a lot of grip to it to hold on to. So it fits right in my hand. That's easy enough. So, you know, if I need to hold it for any reason, I'm going to take this apart too. All right, so there's the battery. There's the top, the battery compartment. Take out the battery part. It does have one battery, an OLIGHT battery that slides in, but this is that rechargeable one. So as I'm putting it on the light here, I just push and hold it. 2, 3. That's high. Not sure how you get turbo. 2, low, 2, and 3. That's a pretty bright light. I'm liking that. You know, obviously I'm in the daytime now, so you can't really see a whole lot, but if you kind of shine it on myself, you know, that light is pretty high. It's vibrating too. I'm not quite sure why it's vibrating. I'm gonna have to read the instructions. Just one tap on it, wherever you left it. So if I leave it in high, vibrates. That must just be the setting. And just tap on, tap off. Tap on, tap off. The button on top feels nice and secure. Again, it keeps vibrating. Maybe to tell me it's on. I'll have to read the instructions. Tap on, tap off. Very simple. It's a very light touch too. Tap on, tap off. Tap on and hold. Medium, high, low. Tap off. See if it sticks into the low. Yep, stays low. Stays right where you had it the first time. Again, it's vibrating. Each time I turn it on and off, it vibrates in my hand. All right, let's pull the rest of this out. This must be the charger. So how this charges, to make it easy, it's a little magnet. So it's a USB charge. So this just plugs into your computer or USB charger, and then this just taps right on. That was easy. Check that out. Question is, does it tell you when the light is going low? It doesn't. I don't see any indicator lights on it to say when it's actually low. I would like to see that on a light, but a lot of times, you know, even when I'm working in the garage, it all of a sudden just gets dim and then quits. With new technology days, a lot of them put LED lights on the side of them somewhere to let you know when the batteries are getting low, so you know when to charge it. But I guess if you're you know, at work, you just throw it on the charger when you get back, and you know, just whoop, plug it back in, and you're good to go. So, and it just keeps charging. All right, what else do they have in the box here? So this can actually be set up as a headlamp too. It seems pretty heavy for a headlamp, but okay. So it's got a head brace here. See how this fits. It feels nice and soft. Obviously, it needs to be adjusted here. That adjusts well. I'm sure that'll go right over a helmet too. So pretty comfortable. It's got the bracket up front. And let's see here. These are just O bracket. It looks like it just slides in. Now, of course, I don't read instructions. That's not what we do. At least I don't. I like to play with it and see if I can figure it out. You know, if I have to, read instructions to do something. Okay, this actually, the guard kind of gets in the way. Yeah, so in order to use this light, I have to take off this, and this just clamps right off, So that came right off, no problems. And it looks like this is just gonna slide in. Got a little finger tab for you. Slide in here. And, what's actually nice about this, it's in place. So the same place where this clamp, you have one on the bottom and one on the top. to tell you that it's on the head bracket. All right, put this on. It's actually not too bad. I thought it was going to be much heavier. It kind of looks goofy though. It's big. You know, we'll turn on the light a little bit. But it's bright. The other thing is, when you have it like this, you can go up, you can go down. So if I'm working in front of me, this is actually pretty good. You know, it doesn't have that steady place of light. You actually can turn it where you want it. I love that fact. So far, I'm pretty impressed. Turn it back off. Of course, I'm shining you guys with the light. I don't mean to do that, but, you know, I'm kind of playing around with it. You know, it's got 3 straps. So I would compare this to, you know, the light that I currently use. I use a Delphi light with these new head straps that you get on Amazon and stuff like that. Love this light. And this one is really light, really flexible. And, you know, turn that on, I got the light, but I can't adjust it. If I go to the side, you know, I have to move my head to get it adjusted. So, you know, working in the EMS field and working in on the side of a road, if I need to get a light on in a specific area, I can just do this. That's actually pretty nice. Now everything is right here in my hands, and I'm not shining you. You know, the problem I had with this light is, you know, if I looked up and I talked to a patient or I talked to my partner, I shine them right in the face. Well, with this one, I don't do that. So that's actually a pretty good idea. I never really thought about that. So let's turn that back off. But the one thing I do want to do is test them all. So I know I've tested the other ones in water. I want to see what kind of abuse this can take. So I'm going to go get some water, maybe some dirt, and get that on film and see how well it works underwater. So pay attention. We're going to continue this up. I'll be right back. All right, it's time to test this a little bit. Right now, I'm just going to do water and see how it does, because I know this one, you know, I can actually throw this in the water and it works no problem. You know, I completely submerge this, pull it out. No matter what light I use, let's even change it to the other one. You know, I have no issues with my headband, current one that I'm using with water. So I'm kind of curious to find out if this one does just as well. So let's pull this out of the brace here. It's a nice sturdy rubber. It really holds it in there well. Definitely not going to come out when you're using it. So make sure everything's tight, vibrated, and drop it in the water. It didn't even flicker. Light completely submerged. Making sure that goes on, that goes off. Completely submerged again. Okay, that's pretty impressive. All right, so let me dry this off. I want to see if the internals got wet at all. It doesn't appear to be. This is pretty solidly built. So let me dry the outside off. Just gonna unscrew it and see if that battery got wet at all. No. So it's got a little rubber O-ring right around here that keeps it from getting wet on the inside. Completely dry. There's nothing on the inside. Okay, I'm liking it. I am definitely going to have to put this to the test. All right, it's just about dusk. Not quite dark yet, but I wanted to try to use the lights. I'm going to use my headband light that I'm used to. I'm going to use my Pelican light, the new OLIGHT, and of course my duty light. This is the one I carry on my duty belt. So I'm going to shine it towards each obstacle. First the close one, then the far one, just to see how much it can pick up even in this low light situation. It's not dark yet. I will do a dark, but let's start with the low light. I'm going to come back underneath the camera here and shine it basically from underneath the camera. I'm going to start with my headband first. So let's start here. Okay. From this, I can see the first one. It's got a very wide range of light, but I barely can see the second one, so it doesn't project very far. But right in front of me is very clear. If I bring this out and turn it back around towards you guys, you know, right in front of me is very, very clear. So this is designed for up close, personal, inside of a building, like underneath the hood kind of thing. That works well. So let's switch this to the spotlight. All right, so there's a spotlight. Spotlight, I can see the first one. As you can see, I'll bring it up and down a couple times so you guys can see the light kind of shine up on it. But again, it doesn't give me a real big beam of light. It's very hard to see. I almost gotta, you know, catch it by chance. Step to the side a little bit, let's go longer. Okay, I can just start to make out that far one at this distance with this spotlight. So once again, it's a great light, but not necessarily used for outdoors or real low light situations. No light, it'll work well. You'll see that later. Next, I'll use my duty light. I'm gonna start out with a narrow beam. There's the narrow beam, goes right up to the first paddle, no problem. I can see that pretty well. Okay, let's do the wide beam. Wide beam, it starts to filter out a little bit. I don't quite see, it is clear. You can see that change there, back and forth. Okay, step over to the side. Let's go to that far one. I can see that far one. Yeah, this has got a pretty good beam going across, but as soon as I go wide, I lose it. So that spotlight works pretty well. All right, so that was the LED laser P7 light. Now let's switch this over to the Pelican. This is the one I normally put on the tip of my rifle. There is no adjustability. It doesn't get darker or slider, just pretty much a spotlight. So first light, oh yeah, I definitely can see that. And it actually got a pretty good range of light too, from side to side, not just straight ahead. So nice light, I can definitely see that. Let's go a little bit deeper as we go up. Yeah, I got a pretty good light going to that far one too. I definitely can see it. Not as bright as the first one, obviously, but I can see that. But what I like about this is I do see light to the sides of it too, not just right down the spot. The disadvantage, like I said, it doesn't adjust. This is it, there's nothing. It's either on or off and right straight down the barrel. Okay, so that was the Pelican light. And now for the new OLIGHT. Okay, we'll start here. Turn it on. This is low mode. I can kind of see it a little bit. Dial up to medium. I can definitely see the first one. And dial up a little bit more here. 2, 3. Oop. 1, 2. See if I can do this right. 1, 2. So I'm not a big fan of how it gets brighter and lighter. It can't really determine what mode it's in. So this, I'm assuming right now, is on the bright mode, and I can see that first one pretty easily. It's got a pretty good wide range of light, but let's step to the side. Let's go distance. So distance, it's not as good as I thought it should be. You know, I can see it downrange a little bit. I can kind of make out that paddle, but not as good as I was hoping for just a single LED, almost spotlight. So this is a combination between that headlight and spotlight. Once again, it is designed as a headlamp too, so maybe that's the reason. It's not necessarily designed as a spotlight to go distance, but more for working space. So if I kind of do like I did before, and I bring this up to my head here, turn my hat around, my working space is right here. This is very bright, you know, so right around me, you definitely can see the brightness of the working space. I like that. It's very similar to the headband that I already wear. And then if I put this on, you know, one of my radio belts, it hangs here, I got a pretty good working space, especially indoors. I'm not going for distance. I don't have that spotlight. It's a very good light for that. So in a little bit, I'll also wait for it to get really, really dark and see if these lights make any difference when it's really, really dark. So as you can see now, it's getting pretty dark out. I waited another about a half hour. I needed to get light just to show you guys what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and go through that same set of series of the different lights in the darkness. Let's go ahead and test all these, and then we'll see how it goes. So again, I'm going to start with my headband light. We're going to just turn it on to the regular light here. That's the spotlight. I can see that first one. Low light, and then the wide band across the headband. As you can see just from this light, look at the wide range. You know, I got that, you know, that's 15 feet out there. If I back up right to the camera, I'm getting about 10 feet forward and, you know, 10 feet to either side. I love the fact that this headband does that. It gives you pretty good light right in that immediate work area. But it does not project very well. If I switch it back to the spotlight, you know, that gets very limited for what it is. I definitely can't even make out that far one. All right, let's switch over to my duty light. This is, again, narrow beam. Oh, definitely clear. I can see that easily. Let's make this wide. Kind of lose it in the middle when I go wide, but I got a wider range of light. You know, that's probably about a 4 or 5 feet wide light. As I bring down the beam to that spotlight, I can see that. And even that one way in the back, I can see that one. So good spotlight at night. Once again, this is the reason why I use this as my duty light on my duty belt. So turn that one off. Now we're gonna go to the Pelican. The Pelican is just a spotlight. I assume this is gonna do really good. Yep, I can see that very clear. I can see the base, the tip, and even that far one I can see way out there. I can make out the base. I can make out the shape of that paddle with no issues. Once again, this is the reasons why I use this on my rifle. It's a very powerful spotlight, not a floodlight. So let's go to the new OLIGHT and see how this does. This seems to be a kind of a mixture of the spotlight and headband light. So let's turn it on, turn it up to bright. Wow, that actually does pretty good. I can see that light well. I'm getting about an 8-foot radius. I can actually make out that back one in the pitch dark. I can't quite see the base of the far one, but I can definitely see the paddle head, that it's orange. I can see up into the trees too. But once again, that's on bright. If I turn it down to low, I kind of lose that. That's kind of a worthless kind of light. Let's go through the different modes. 2, 3. Oh, that's 2 and 3. So definitely on 3, it's a nice bright light for you to make your way through the dark. Not a bad light. Overall, the OLIGHT is a very good light. I would definitely recommend it for you. It has its applications. It has some flaws on it. You know, the size of it is decent. It'll fit on to your radio belt. It'll fit on to, you know, even just clipping on your belt down here. But it's not as bright, or it doesn't change from spotlight to floodlight either. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. The Pelican doesn't do that either. But overall, it's not a bad light. I like the durability. I like the charging factor of it. Yeah, that it's that magnet charger. When I get home or I get back to the station, I just throw it near that and it pretty much magnetizes itself to it and starts charging right away. I do want to make a disclaimer that these were all charged up with all brand new batteries across the board, just to make sure I was comparing them correctly. Once again, this is Heroes Next Door. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it. If you're interested in the OLIGHT, go to their website. Remember back on, I think, September 18th, they're having an event. Get yourself some lights, and we'll look for you for the next time. Thanks.